What's up, Print Life fam? This is SamJam Spencer. I've posted some stuff on the Print Life and you guys have been great. I've been getting a lot of questions on my inbox and people have been leaving me questions on the designs that I've been posting. Thank you guys for the nice words. I've been getting asked stuff like, how do you index? How do you do this? How do you do that? And basically, Brother John asked me how I do, if I can elaborate a little more about how I do grayscale shading in Photoshop and bring it back into Illustrator for output so that I can keep the clean lines of Illustrator but have the shading purposefully how I want it done in Photoshop and not succumbing to just gradient vectors inside of Illustrator. Anyway, this is how you do it. This is my quick tutorial. I hope you guys are able to track along. I'm gonna try to go slow, but I'm gonna go fast for the sake of this video. I don't want to make a long drawn out video, so please pay attention. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on my inbox. I am glad to answer any questions. Here we go. This is my vectored file in Adobe Illustrator. As you can see, it's vectored, right? It's actual sized up to 35 by 30 inches. I like to create everything larger than actual size so I can scale down. I don't like to scale up. Things get weird when you scale up sometimes. So this is the actual size. We're gonna copy that, which is Command C. I'm gonna go to Photoshop and I'm gonna start a new file in here, which is Command N. And because we copied the file from Illustrator and we're gonna start a new file in here, Photoshop intuitively knows that we kind of might paste what that is in here. So I'm gonna go to inches. It's gonna already read the 35 by 30. That's the 35 by 30 I just told you guys about in Illustrator, right? Resolution, we wanna set that to 220. You can go higher if you want. 220 is kind of the sweet spot. We're gonna title it, I don't know, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, just for the sake of saving it, to make it easy, create that. Okay, boom, it's there. We're gonna paste. Command V. Pixels, yes. No smart object, no path, no shape layer, pixels. Okay, it's there. Hit return so that it puts it right in there. Come to your layers, create another layer on top. Okay, great. Now we have another layer on top. Next thing we're gonna do is come over here and we are going to use the magic wand tool. We're gonna come back over here and make sure we're on top of layer number 1. This is the layer that we're using as our template guide to lay our shading. Okay, hit control, hit wand, control, what is this called? Fuck, magic wand, my bad. Hit W, I just use shortcuts because it's way faster. Hit W, select that, select it. As you can see, it puts the selection around there. B is for paintbrush. You can paint now. The problem is, if you do it this way, Control D, you see how there's going to be a white line in there. We don't like that white line. We want this to be seamless. So we're going to undo that, right? We're going to want to create an action in here, which is going to allow us to expand this very fast and very easily, so that as we do each and every single other one of these things, we can kind of automate the process and help make it a little quicker. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this selected, okay? Assuming your actions palette doesn't stay open all the time, it's probably going to look like this. You want to go to Windows, open your actions palette. It may be in button mode or it may be in list mode. Right now it's in button mode. We're going to want to put it into list mode. So take it out of button mode and it's going to do this. This thing's already selected. What we want to do is come to actions, create a new action. We're going to call it expand. I can't spell. I went to public school. 2. Default actions. Function key. We'll go with F6 shift command. F6 shift. Okay. Record. Shortcut for this action will hide shortcut for the, yeah. Okay. No problem. Okay. So it's recording right now. Everything we do is going to record it as an action. So we're going to come up to select. We're going to go to modify, expand. We're going to expand by 2 pixels. We're going to hit OK. It just expanded it for us. We want to come over here and stop recording this action. We want to come over here and turn this into a button. As you can see, the action is down here. There's other actions of expanding already because it's something that I always use. I did that just for the sake of showing you guys how to create it. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use it. Deselect, which is Command D. I'm going to hit W, which is magic wand. I'm going to select again. It's showing us this. Now I'm going to hit Command F6 on top of the keyboard, which is going to trigger the action that we just recorded. Command F6, boom. Did you see it just jump? Now we have a seamless place to paint on. Let's come over here to the layer that we're gonna paint on. So hit B, which is our paintbrush or brush tool. And I'm gonna use a brush size of about 194. I'm gonna use a 0% hardness, and I'm gonna use a really low flow percentage because I wanna, you know, I wanna get in there and paint, man. I wanna do some fucking art. So here we go. Let's create our lines. Okay, let's say this is where we're going. I didn't restart my computer all day, so this thing is, I probably should give a little more flow to this than this. Okay, so okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. For the sake of this recording, okay, Control D, Command D. There you go. That's one of them. Okay, cool, right? Okay, let's make another one. Let's go back to this layer. Let's select our template that we're gonna do business in. Right here we go. And now we're gonna do Command F6. That expands it. Come to this layer. Zoom out. Hit the B again, which is the shortcut for the brush tool. Okay, we're gonna do some painting. Let's zoom out a little more. It makes it a little easier. I have a Wacom tablet, by the way. You can use a mouse if you want to. However you do your art, I mean, man, just figure it out. You know, everybody is on different levels, so everybody got to get whatever they can get where they at. That's just how it works. There's the shading right there, man. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is you just got to repeat that process 5 million times until you get all of this shit done, and then you're done. It actually doesn't take that long once you do it. But okay, we're gonna come over here. We're going to delete this layer because I don't need it. We're going to also delete this background layer. And I should say, before you delete those two layers, save a file as a work file. So if you got to come back and change stuff, you can. I already did that, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. But basically, save a work file exactly as was, so you can come back and change it. After you do that and you delete these two, it brings you to this step right here. You're going to want to go to Image, Mode, and change it to Grayscale. That's going to change this to Grayscale. Say, yeah, sure. Discard it. Good. Now you Command Shift S, which is the command for save as. Okay, ABCD is already there. You're going to want to make sure this is a Photoshop document as layered. Say yes. I'm putting it right on the desktop just for the sake of this tutorial. It's here. Okay, we go back to our Illustrator file, and this is our vectored file. Let's zoom in a little bit. We're gonna go to Command O, which is open. Go to our desktop for ABCDEPSD file. We're gonna open this guy up. We're gonna convert layers to objects. Do not flatten. Do not import hidden layers. Okay. There we are. Command C, which is copy. Command W, which is to close this file. No, we don't want to save it. We want to Command V, which is paste. There we go. That's the stuff we just worked on. Okay, let me figure out where this is supposed to go. Is it lower? Is it higher? Where did I? It's probably right there. Yeah, it's right there. I think so. This is it? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So let's try and put it in where it belongs. Here we go. Oh, there's a little seam there. And all you got to do is kind of play around with it. We went and we expanded, so we know we're not going to have any seams. So as you can see, this shit is seamless. It's perfect. Now, this vector is a spot vector. It's a spot black. This grayscale that we just put in, we have to, if you look over here, it's a question mark because Illustrator doesn't know what it is. We're going to want to assign it to be the same color as the vector so it can output when it outputs the vector. So we're making it a spot black. But if, say, your customer wants to see another colors, you got to change the color. Select both of these things like this, right? Select both of them. You can make it a spot. You can make it a spot blue if you need to make it a spot blue. You know, it can be whatever. It can be whatever. But it has to be a spot. If this is not a spot color, it's gonna just be black. Like you want to try and make it teal. Look, the teal right here. It's a RGB teal. It's black. If you want to make it teal, you got to turn this into a spot color like that. Boom. You see that? Okay. Now, that stuff is good to go. If we're gonna output that, here, let's make it black again. If we're gonna output that and we're gonna size it down to where we need to size it, all we're gonna do is we are going to go Command P, which is print. We're gonna make sure Accurate is selected because I use Accurate. We're gonna make sure this is on custom. We're gonna go outputs. Make sure this is on separations. Make sure nothing else is separated in here but the black. It recognizes the spot black that you've just seen me playing around with. We're gonna make that 50 lines because I want to probably shoot this on a 200 maybe. We're gonna make this 26-degree elliptical and print, and it's gonna print right on the positive. And you're done. You're good to go. However, this design is, we didn't do it as an actual print, but I print these all day, every day. We did this one for a client for sublimation. But this is the finished product. As you can see, it's still vectored, but it maybe took me an hour to paint all of these shadings in the way I wanted them. And so anyway, this is the finished product. I hope you guys have a good time trying this out. I promise you, if you get good at it and you fall in love with the whole process of the painting and all of that stuff, you will love the finished result. The lines are clean. The shading is exactly where you want to be. Somewhere along the line, I can show you guys how to use this to build your underbase plate with it, because an underbase plate is a whole different, it's a whole different video, man. Like, but it can be done, and the underbases come out killer when you do it this way. I am gonna say this is the manual long step version of it. If you guys like the quality that separating something like this inside of Quickseps or Ultraceps or T-Seps or Separation Studio gives you, if you guys are okay with the line quality that gives you, go ahead and do it in there. It's much easier, much faster. I like to do things a certain way. I like my lines as clean and crisp as possible. I like my shading exactly how I like my shading, so I do this way. You don't have to copy me, but this is how I do it. If you want to know how I do it because you like the result you see, this is how it is. Okay, I hope that helps a lot of you guys. You guys got any questions, inbox me, SamJam Spencer, and ask away. Boom.